Ed, why is this such a critical moment or a critical test for NASA's SLS?
Yeah, it's a dress rehearsal for the systems, right? The SLS rocket system developed by Boeing, the Orion spacecraft developed by Lockheed Martin. It's only launched once before in 2022 and is never launched with humans on board. It is a project that is over budget and behind schedule. But if we go today within the 2-hour window starting at 6:24 p.m. Eastern time, it is the first time not only that America and NASA and the world has tried to put humans back towards the moon, but it's very deep into space. It's a 685,000 mile round trip, 250,000 miles plus from Earth, that will take the crew over that 10-day period, just 4,000 miles off the moon's surface. And I bring that up because that's the ultimate goal, as early as 2028, the next stages of the Artemis program to land back on the moon.
When the space race was happening in the 1960s, it was all about the USSR versus the United States. And that was the geopolitical context at the time. Now it's different. Now the superpower is China. What are China's ambitions?
Yeah, very simply, China has stated its ambitions to get to the moon by 2030, and NASA has accelerated its plans in part under the new leadership of Administrator Jared Isaacman to do as early as 2028, establish a base on the moon, a $30 billion commitment over a decade from this current NASA administration. That is the current space race that we are in.
Ed, you and I spoke just a few minutes ago. You and Bailey out with this piece, exclusive Bloomberg. SpaceX said to file confidentially for an IPO before AI rivals. Why are we talking about the SLS when SpaceX in a few years could do this? Could that displace the SLS at some point?
SLS has had a lot of issues, principally with hydrogen leaks. Hydrogen is the fuel with oxygen as the oxidizer. And if the system goes tonight, it will be the most powerful human-rated system to launch. 8.8 million pounds of thrust at liftoff. Now, Starship, the system that SpaceX is working on, is almost double that in terms of power, but it has never completed a mission end-to-end and has not yet done human spaceflight. But as we've reported at Bloomberg, there is a proposal on the table from SpaceX for a variant of the existing Artemis plan where SLS would carry Orion into low Earth orbit. In low Earth orbit, Orion would dock with Starship, and Starship, under this proposal that NASA has greenlit but is not final, would push Orion to low lunar orbit and go from there. There's also a lander proposal from SpaceX as well. So they're in the hunt for this, but the IPO and the confidential filing we reported earlier be under no the straight matter of it is SpaceX raising capital to fund data centers in space. Completely separate story.
Okay. Ed, just 30 seconds left on this. And obviously, I'm going to Mars. And that's the question that we want answered here. How does a successful flight tonight set up a future human potentially on Mars?
Yeah, again, this is a dress rehearsal for the systems with the goal in the near term of getting humans back onto the moon's surface 2028, establish a base on the moon's surface with the academic argument that deploying resources, literally launch capability or refuel from the moon to get to Mars in the future is one interesting avenue. And those are the goals. Nearer term, it's the moon, but longer term, there is still a commitment from this NASA administration and this country to getting humans to Mars. And again, SpaceX retains that ambition of making humans a multiplanetary species with the end goal being Mars.